Hello, greetings from here. It's another edition of Welcome to My Kitchen, and my name is Baba Hammond, your host. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. Our star vegetable for discussion has been labeled the poor man's food for centuries, but its healing properties and its health benefits is not well out there. Today we seek to bring you more insights in the healing properties of cabbage, our star ingredients. You don't want to miss this episode, so please call a friend, call a loved one, and let's educate ourselves. We are being supported by Handy Honey. For your organic honey, please pick the number on the screen, reach out for Justice, and he will take care of you. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Today we are having a discussion and we are talking about the healing properties of cabbage. And we will discuss what gastritis is all about. To do that with me is this finest gentleman. How are you today?
I'm doing well by grace.
Yeah, I'm grateful that you are here with us today.
Thank you.
Can you please introduce yourself to my viewers?
Yeah, so I am Dr. Kwabena Ahiana. I'm a doctor of veterinary medicine, and I'm also a student of medical pharmacology at the University of Ghana.
A soft-spoken doctor. So enlighten us, exactly what do you do?
Okay, so I actually take care of animals.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm a doctor of animals.
Doctor of animals.
Yeah.
But this time you're going to take care of humans.
Yeah.
All right, so today we want to talk about cabbage and the healing properties of cabbage, especially what it does in terms of wounds, healing of wounds.
Yeah. Okay, so all the vegetables or plants basically have healing properties, and it's because they contain some chemicals called phytochemicals. Initially, those chemicals were labeled as, not having any benefits at all, and some researchers previously labeled them as, not necessary to be in the plants. But later on, and further research shows that they are very, very important, and they have the medicinal value of that plant. And cabbage happens to have some phytochemicals which heal wounds.
So these phytochemicals you're talking about applies to all types of cabbage, because I do know we have the red one or the purple colored one. We have the white cabbage, the green cabbage. I think kale falls in the family of cabbage. Sprouts also falls in that.
Yeah.
So which one, or they both have those healing properties?
Yeah, so normally when we talk about the taxonomy or classification of living organisms like plants, we have those in the same family, and you have those in the same species.
Okay.
Now, the species are those that can actually reproduce. So the lower you go, or the closer they become, right? So that the species are so much related that they can breed, right? So the moment, like for instance, because I'm a vet, for instance, we have different types of dogs. Some may look very different. We have those very small ones, and then we have very huge ones. But we say they are of the same species, so their chromosomes are the same, and they can reproduce. And it's the same with the varieties of cabbage. So that we have the red one, we have the Brussels sprouts, we have the white one. We even have the Chinese cabbage and all that. Yes. But they are all in the same species. And so even though the amount of ingredients or the percentages may not be exactly the same, they are very similar, so that we can say that they are almost the same. So they all have these properties, but not in the same exact quantities, but they have it in portions that can still give that medicinal properties we're talking about.
Great to know.
Yeah.
I love cabbage.
Yeah.
Do you like it too?
Yes.
Do you take it every day?
Yes, actually, the plants are my food. I'm a vegetarian, and so one may ask, why do you have a vet on the show? Maybe he's coming to teach us how to
take care of
garnish
animals
or even prepare animal food. But you may be disappointed because I don't like cooking my patients. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so I like cabbage. It's one of my major food ingredients. Yeah.
So let's go into it.
Yeah.
What are some of the healing properties we can find in cabbage?
Yeah. So like I mentioned earlier, these phytochemicals, the particular ones that are in cabbage have properties that heals wounds. And so even it is common knowledge among naturopaths that cabbage can even heal ulcers on the skin, right? And more research has gone on as to what it does in the stomach. Now, the stomach has a lining. Then this lining produces some slimy substances we call mucus, right? And this mucus kind of protects the gastric lining. Now, cabbage, these same chemicals, the phytochemicals I'm talking about, actually stimulates the stomach walls to produce this mucus. So it helps the stomach walls to produce more mucus that would help protect the lining of the intestines, right? And then it also tackles the wound itself. If there's a wound there, it helps in healing it. It contains a lot of vitamins, like vitamin A, vitamin C, which have healing properties. Yeah. Interestingly, it's also a dewormer.
Cabbage?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's a vermifuge, and there's a particular way of preparing it to get that property.
You are going to show us that way.
Yeah, yes, to get all those properties that you need. It's also an antibiotic.
Cabbage?
Yes. So that even the bacteria that causes the ulcer, the cabbage has properties that actually kills those bacteria. It's also anti-cancer agent. And it's all because of these phytochemicals combined with the other properties like the protein content, vitamin content, carbohydrate. They are in proportions, and you see God is wonderful. He added them in their right proportions, and if well prepared, you get all these medicinal values.
Can I ask those childish question, if I may put it that way?
Okay.
So this cabbage is a dewormer.
Yes.
Yet worms inhibit. We find worms in it. How is that possible?
Okay. So normally the worms that are in the GIT, those ones, the parasitic worms in humans, are kind of different from the worms that eat up vegetables. Right. So the worms that eat up vegetables are most or often the larvae of certain flies, right? And they go in there, they are like maggots, and they are eating up the vegetable. The chemicals in the cabbage don't have effect on that. It is not like, let me say, insecticide that would be preventing insects from laying their eggs on it, no. But when it gets into the stomach, the properties it has is able to expel those parasitic worms in the intestines.
Interesting
when
how
used properly.
Cabbage can protect humans but can't protect itself.
Yeah.
So lately, I wouldn't say lately, gastritis and ulcers are on the rise. children, adults, I don't know where it's coming from. But I don't know that cabbage is a healer and is able to, help us manage these conditions. But I want us to talk about it. What could be the causes? What's causing all this gastritis and ulcers these days?
Yeah, so gastritis, well, in medicine, anything with that ending, itis, gastritis, things like that basically means inflammation.
Okay.
Yeah. So gastritis is basically inflammation of the stomach, right? The gastro. So maybe the gastrointestinal, there's inflammation there. In the layman's term, we would just say irritation. Irritation of the GIT. Like I mentioned earlier, the stomach walls protect itself because the stomach produces acid, like hydrochloric acid. We all know acid. When you hear that somebody has poured acid on somebody, you know that it's a very big thing. But we have an organ in there producing a lot of acid in high concentration. And so the walls must protect itself. Anything that causes a breach in this protection, the acid gets to the stomach walls and you are going to have problems. That is irritation. Now, you must eat foods that helps kind of reduce the acid content in the stomach. When it goes high to some levels, it can cause irritation.
And it's called acidosis.
Exactly, and inflammation in the GIT. Every inflammation we say sometimes or most of the time happens because of infection. So you have a little cut and then you see that it starts to swell up, the place is reddened, and there's pain, and then in there's a bacteria causing all that. And so there's actually inflammation there because there is an infection. So an infection can cause that. Drinking a lot of alcohol or even drinking alcohol.
So we are talking
about the gastritis. The kind of things that can cause the gastritis. The alcohol can cause that. Taking in a lot of alcohol or even alcohol in itself can increase the acidic content in there, disturb the levels of the chemicals that are in the stomach, and it can lead to gastritis. Some medication can cause gastritis.
That the side effects of those medications that probably is managing a condition for you.
Exactly, and most especially the pain medications. One that I would want to mention is diclofenac.
Oh.
So we even have the diclo-induced gastritis. Yeah. So sometimes when the human medics are prescribing it, they will ask you if you have any irritation or things like that when you take it. Unfortunately, people have a little pain and they just go into gallop a lot of pain medications.
So these are some of the things that can cause and bacteria as well.
Bacteria, Helicobacter, and then they can also cause that.
So what can we do?
So the causes actually helps us to get the preventive measures, right? So like I mentioned, alcohol, for instance, you don't take it. It's not good for you. Not just the stomach, the whole body. It throws you off balance. And so alcohol is a no. The pain meds must be reduced, right? I don't want to go into the pharmacology of how all these things happens, but especially when you have a little pain, it is better to get to the root cause of the pain before you start taking in pain medication. So you have to go to the hospital. Maybe you have a headache, you have to go to the hospital. You have back pain, you have to go to the hospital. Sometimes you just need rest. Yes, and a lot of water.
Sometimes,
and then so we have to reduce the intake of pain medications. It irritates the GIT and the stomach itself. Then we come to the foods. A lot of highly processed foods. Highly processed food would kind of increase the acidic content in there, right? But taking in a lot of vegetables, fruits, they kind of alkalinize the system and then helps the GIT, helps the stomach. And then the cabbage we are going to talk about is also a very good preventive thing. Yeah.
All right, so we are bringing this section of our discussion to an end. We are taking you to the kitchen to prepare a healthy remedy for anyone experiencing gastritis or ulcer. And the star ingredient today is cabbage. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. So currently we are here in my kitchen to give you a simple remedy that can help you manage gastritis or ulcers. And to do that with me is Doctor of Animals, managing humans. Anyway, we are all mammals, right? All right, so Doc, on my table we have cabbage, our star vegetable for the day, and carrots, potato, and apple, green apples. Why this combination?
Yeah, so the properties of these vegetables, fruits, helps heal ulcers. The star one is the cabbage which we have talked about a lot, as in even having antibiotic properties and healing, and healing properties. Now, talking about the carrots.
No, before we go to the carrots,
okay,
let's talk about how to clean our cabbage properly before juicing or blending.
Yeah.
Because this is raw.
Yeah.
Okay. We all know how horrible the cabbage looks when we go to the market to buy them.
Yeah.
And so if you don't clean them properly, you may end up introducing some bacteria or into your system and will rather, harm you. And so, doctor, what do you suggest we do?
Yeah, so I think the first thing you have done is very important, taking the outer layer off.
Okay.
Very, very important. You don't have to use everything. Any leafy vegetable, you better pick the outer layer off. Some of these vegetables can have some animals in it, hiding inside.
That is why I'm opening it up. You
so
open it up so that just in case there's anything hidden in there,
you can find it.
Good.
It's very, very important. And then you can wash it well with salt solution and or vinegar.
Okay.
To make sure that it's very clean and healthy for you. Because you're not going to add any heat.
No.
Yeah. So you would have to make sure that whatever you are preparing is clean.
Thankfully, our cabbage is very neat.
It's neat, yeah.
But regardless, we are going to wash.
Yeah. And this is the white cabbage.
Yeah, the white cabbage. The commonest in Ghana, actually.
Yes, you can find it.
Surprisingly, it's the prices are, I don't know. A small thing too.
Nowadays.
Anyway. All right, so let me do the cleaning.
Okay.
And then you can talk about the other ingredients we are adding to here.
So the ingredients come together and form something we call a synergy. So in medicine or pharmacology, we have what we call synergistic effects of medicines. So your doctor may prescribe one medication and add another one and add another one. Maybe it is just to treat just one condition, but the three combination may give you an exponential medical effect, right? Instead of additional. And that is exactly what this is doing. So the cabbage in itself helps to heal the ulcers. Like I explained earlier, it helps the stomach to produce more mucosa to protect the guts and everything. Now, Carrots, as we all know, people will say is good for the eye, which is true, all right? And it has a lot of vitamin E. And this has healing property or tissue repair, right? So that if there's an injury, as you may put it in the GIT, the vitamins in the carrot would help to heal this injury because of the vitamin A and its property of repairing tissues, right? Now with the potato. Potato has huge amounts of starch. Now, amazingly, the starch in the potato neutralizes gastric acid. So the ingredient you are seeing on our chopping board is potato. Why potato? And we are peeling it nicely. We are using it raw, the white one actually. Now, potato has a high level of starch. Amazingly, the starch in potato has a property that alkalize the acid content in the stomach. So its high amount of starch helps to reduce the acid content, as you may put it, in the stomach. Then our apples also contains vitamin C, and it's a citrus fruit. Amazingly, most of the citrus fruits, as you may see, may appear to be acidic, but they also have alkalizing properties, right? And so all these ones are selected to help the GIT. It has a soothing effect on the stomach, so that if there's gastritis, it would help heal it, right? And it's relieving. We are not saying you shouldn't go to the hospital, but these remedies will really help you curb the burning sensation you feel in your stomach sometimes. It is not just to heal, but also to prevent. Most of the fruits and vegetables help prevent illness. And one may ask, why are you here when you are not a human doctor? An experience in vet medicine actually showed me that the animals on plant diet give us less trouble.
Oh, really?
Yes, they give us less trouble. So that conditions,
they are the friendly ones?
Yes.
Okay.
Not friendly. If I say less trouble, you know, every doctor has trouble when there's a challenging case on the table and you don't even know where the condition is coming from. You are using this medication, it's not working. You are doing labs. You have trouble on your head, you know, trying to figure out and save a life. But the herbivores actually give us less of those troubles. You hardly see a goat with some form of cancer in the liver. No. You're not going to see that. The herbivores actually are healthy.
But
because of their diet.
we are introducing them to our processed food.
Now.
Yeah, these days I see dogs that eat pizza, pastries. I see dogs that are even drinking. I'm saying, wow. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Even dogs are not supposed to eat spices.
They are eating.
A free
our
advice.
Leftover fufu and kontomi.
We are not supposed to do that. We are not supposed to. So carnivore has a lot of problems. They have a lot of problems, and we are to learn from some of these things. If we are to shift our diets, our recipes from a lot of animal products and processed foods to some of these things, we are going to be very healthy. Yeah, and even the lifespan of herbivores, if you don't slaughter them, they are there. But the lifespan of the dog is just about 15 years. That's maximum, like it's so old. And it comes with a lot of problems just because of the diet. Yeah.
So are you advising us to forgo enam kakra na yere no?
Well, I would advise that they should
reduce it.
If
you can't eliminate, you reduce it small.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so our ingredients are neatly peeled, chopped. Realize that the cabbage is still in the salty water.
Yeah.
We'll go on a short break. By the time we come back, we'll start preparing our juice. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So it's time to put together these beautiful, colorful ingredients here and turn it into a healthy and healing juice to manage your condition, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. So this is our healing remedy. Cabbage, carrots, sweet potato, and apple.
Apple, yeah.
It's better and healthier to take it before meals.
Yeah, on an empty stomach.
On an empty stomach. Let's say 30 minutes to an hour before any meal of your choice. Secondly, if you don't have a juicer, you can still use the blender. All you need to do is to make sure you chop your vegetables into smaller chunks and then put it in your blender. Add just a little water to it, blend, strain, and enjoy it. We've told you time and time again that the pulp can be used, either in our soup, stew, or even stir fry, and add it to any food of your choice. Do not waste it. But if you have a juicer, it's all the best. All right, so I'm coming to feed my doctor. I'm giving him the healthiest juice.
That's beautiful.
Very beautiful, very colorful.
And for the deworming property, you can use
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So you can use only the cabbage. So instead of adding all the other things we added, you can use just the cabbage.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you serve 250 ml in the morning before you eat.
On an empty stomach?
On an empty stomach. Okay. 5 consecutive times.
Oh, okay.
And you are not supposed to take any other dewormer. You are good to go. Yeah.
Wow. So those are, should I say, the safest form of dewormer?
Yes. And doing pharmacology, I know that drugs have side effects. And if you look at the profile, you look at how they work, you look at the work the liver has to do to detoxify the system. It's a whole lot of work. So if you have plant-based remedies,
it's the best.
It's the best.
Unfortunately, it's even compromised, but we'll manage it.
Yeah.
We'll manage it.
We may have to start doing our own gardens,
Yes. Yes. Our time is fast spent, but he just mentioned it to us. If you are using cabbage as a dewormer, do not add any other ingredient to it. Just the cabbage. Chop it, blend or juice, then take it 250 ml on an empty stomach for 5 days. 5 days. I'm going to try it. You try it and give me your feedback. So I invite you to join me. Heal my stomach.
Cheers.
To long life and good health.
Thank you. So nice.
So nice. Surprise. Did I just surprise you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The doctor has said it's so nice. So please try this to manage any, stomach issues that you may have or experiencing. Until we come your way next Saturday, this is Welcome to My Kitchen, and my name is Baba. Thank you so much for having us on your screen. Bye.
Bye.